Right.
No, I am legitimately impressed by Pez. Especially with the styles of play, with his unorthodox build in game number one as well. Like we thought he was going disruptors, but no, he whipped out the Colossus instead, and he made
With
it
no
work.
thermal lance, yeah.
Yeah, doesn't even need the upgrade. Like, well played. He deserves to be in the finals.
Yeah, he does. But now I'm just gonna take a look at who knocked out GogojOey last week. As we do introduce both these players to be our own golden wall, the wall that keeps you out of going higher in your league once you first started. But stuff happens. And spawning on the left-hand side of the map, the Blue Terran, representing Legacy Esports and Australia, our reigning GPO champion, it's Azure.
And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Golden Wall LE, we have the recently picked up by Team GP, representing Hong Kong. It is GogojOey.
Yeah, that's right. We didn't cast GogojOey last week because it was going to be like, oh my god, I'm so excited for him because he's like, he got into a new team with like Super and Bomber. I was like,
yeah,
and like he could really like learn some stuff from him, and he got limited early. I want to say, like,
yeah, he got taken out in the quarterfinals by Pez last week.
Ooh. Yeah, so wow, Pez's PVC is really on point.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like he has taken out the best of the region. Like there's nothing more that the region can offer when it comes to Zerg players, and Pez, he's on top of it right now. And we'll see if he can do it again against GogojOey, or if his PVT is up to snuff, depending on which one of these players makes it out. But yeah, I mean, we'll see, because even though, as you said, GogojOey, he did get taken out in the quarterfinals to Pez last week. That was a different matchup. As we've seen previously in GPOs, GogojOey's ZvT is pretty solid.
Yeah, and especially he has played a number of finals against Azure, so...
Yeah.
Now, Azure, with winning GPO last week, I wonder whether feels confident enough that he feels like he could take on GogojOey this time.
Yeah, because unlike Pez, when it comes to his versus Zerg matchup, like Azure, he was able to take out Demi, but he does. I don't want to say struggle, but it is a lot more closer between him and the other Zerg players in Southeast Asia.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. Especially after falling multiple times to Demi, me and Micah as well, GogojOey in some finals this year.
Yeah.
But not having that competition, like just Demi to face, because me and Micah got knocked out early as well by Beastor. So there wasn't really too many Zergs for Azure to face last week. But let's see if his ZvT is up to scratch. He does manage to get one Zergling with that Reaper. Still not looking at... Sorry, I'm just wondering where the third base is for GogojOey, whether taking it or not yet. He seems to be sticking to two bases quite a bit now.
Yeah, this is actually, and then we do see a lair coming up for GogojOey, so we should see a two base. I imagine Roach with the lair could. I don't think we're going to see Muta. No, actually, no, full gases have been taken. It could be Muta. It totally could be.
Yeah. I got a feeling it's going to be Muta as well. And plus, there's a Liberator being made right now, so...
Oh my god. I hope Yaku's watching. This is what he lives for. He never gets to see it, but he loves it so much.
I'm pretty sure we had a couple... I think we had Mio or one of our Zergs last week go for a two-base Muta. And it actually worked out decently. I can't remember whether they won or not. I just saw Azure take out one of his his own Hellions. Did he need supply? There it is! It's two off! Oh, he gets stunned! Oh
my god! What a big brain. Immediately Azure scans the main base. The lair was kind of being hidden as it was made in the natural, but he does immediately spot the spire behind the mineral line. And he even has a liberator on the way, so he would have spotted it with that as well, potentially. So Azure, he does know exactly what's coming. He should prepare accordingly. There should be an NG bay. There should be missile turrets on the way any moment now. But we'll see like what GogojOey does. Will he even make any Mutalisks after this?
I don't know. It has been spotted. Oh, we'll take out the queen, though.
Yeah.
And look, there's no mining on that main base. That is actually quite crucial.
Yeah, there's no spore either. Like, the queen is slowly coming up the ramp. There's no creep connecting the natural to the main base
this
either.
lib is so money right now.
Oh my god, and the Hellions got into the natural base.
Oh.
All the drones are going down as well.
Oh my god, Azure. Big brain play. Yeah. As multi-pronged harass is the name of the game. 24 workers going down. And look at GogojOey's mineral. He can only make one Mutalisk right now.
Make one yeah, Mutalisks are pretty expensive. He has the gas, to be fair, but he just doesn't have the minerals. And
there's the third base.
Yeah, there's the third base, but like we may not even see any Mutalisks. Like it may not even be worth it for GogojOey to invest anymore. Like he's just so far behind in terms of economy. And there we have it. He immediately gets 1-1, spends his gas on that instead. I imagine he's just given up on Mutalisks. I'm surprised he didn't cancel the Spire even. Like
to be honest, I would have canceled the Spire, or at least wait till the scan stop, then cancel Spire, get my third base, and then tech up into something else. Maybe, but this is not looking good for our Hong Kong Zerg at the moment.
Yeah, it's looking disastrous right now. The only thing I guess you could say is Azure, he is still on 2 bases. He still hasn't taken his third, even though he definitely has the SCV count for it. Still not confident enough to go for that expansion. Finally, he does float it over. Oh, is he going for the gold base?
He's going for the gold base, and okay, there is a Zergling there, but Azure should like have enough forces to go take care of that one Zergling.
Yeah.
But Azure, he is moving out with a drop across the map as well.
The Zergling being annoying, stopping it from landing. Quite nice. The only thing that would be better is if GogojOey had Burrow and then he borrows the Zergling as well.
God, yeah. That... I hate it when Zergs do that.
Yeah.
But the drop is happening over at that third base, and that's going to be it. GG. It's going to be called Azure with the lucky skin takes game number 1.
Yeah, I mean, you say the scan definitely helped, but in the end, like it was the multi-pronged pressure that Azure applied that basically won him the game. Maybe scanning and seeing the Spire triggered that, like especially when you go 2 base muta, you usually skip out on a lot of units because you're saving up for the mutas, right? So you're kind of vulnerable in that early position, and Azure just taking full advantage of that.
Yeah. Well, I have to see whether GogojOey is going to bounce back here or whether Azure is going to have a chance to keep that crown going.
Yeah, we will see what his map pick is. Hopefully his ping is okay, as he did mention earlier that he had unusually high ping.
Sorry.
Which is
unfortunate. Which is why Mighty Kiwi and Azure played a long-ass macro series to make sure he had enough time.
Oh god, I just see Duckville with the copy pastas and god damn it.
It wouldn't be a Twitch chat without copy pastas.
Yeah, it wouldn't. But you know, Azure looking pretty strong, and there we have it. GogojOey, he is continuing this series, as game number 2 will be on Nightshade, as it will also be on the Singapore server.
Yes, which it already should be. I'm gonna double check. Yep, I'm on Singapore.
Nice.
Nope, that's something Blizzard interface.
It's awful. But speaking of GogojOey, like we didn't really get to mention it, but I do think it is pretty important, not just for GogojOey's like skill now, but in the future, is that he did join a Korean team. Pretty recently, I think it was last week, maybe the week before, that he did join. And I mean, obviously, it's too early to see results from that. But honestly, I'm excited to say the least, because for the longest time, GogojOey's been teamless.
Yeah. Yeah, he was for a long time, and I was actually quite happy when he got picked up by Team GP.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, cool, they're actually recognizing, like, C talent.
Yeah, yeah. It's definitely cool to see.
Yeah, and they are Team GP. They are participating in the Chinese Team League, but we'll talk more about that after we introduce our players, as we are on to Nightshade for this second map, and we're going to be kicking it off with this guy spawning in the bottom right. The Blue Terran, up 1-0 in the series, and current reigning GPO champion of the world. Representing Legacy Esports in Australia, this is Azure, as Light fiercely types.
And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Nightshade LE, we have the player hailing from Hong Kong, representing Team GP. It is GogojOey.
Alrighty. Well, no. Oh, okay. Well, GogojOey, he's going pool first.
Oh.
So pool,
Yeah.
gas, then pool first.
Yeah, his
Interesting.
hatchery is very late. I didn't get to see if he went gas pool or pool gas. I think it was gas first, right?
Gas first, yeah, gas first.
Yeah. Okay, so we will be seeing very fast link speed, unless he goes for banelings first. Either way, he is looking to be insanely aggressive, especially since he should have ping advantage on this map. And we'll see how Azure is able to handle this. We do have an SEV scout, which will help.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, immediately should see the progress of that hatchery. And then immediately sees the pool with speed researching.
Yeah.
That should be the go signal for Azure that, maybe should have made the CC on the high ground here.
Yeah.
But he's going to keep the Reaper at home here, so we'll have that to help defend.
Some Terran players, when they see this, they do just cancel the CC and they just start building it on the high ground. But we will see Azure. It looks like he will try to defend his natural and hold.
Yeah. And immediately bunker going down. And GogojOey's not actually pushing the links across the map. He's just going to start macroing up. I think maybe it was because I think he saw like the SCV come in and was like, all right, maybe it's just going to pay for this. Maybe GogojOey thought maybe Azure was going to proxy something.
Yeah, and GogojOey, he does have the Overlord above the natural, so he does see the bunker, so he does know that Azure was getting ready for a defense. So it's also possible that GogojOey, he saw the SCV scout, he saw Azure's response, and he's like, you know what, I'm just going to join up.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to risk it.
Haha!
Right? Yeah, it's forces. He gets one worker.
And this time, GogojOey has gone for a third base, so no two-base muta shenanigans happening this time. But yeah, Azure, whether he decides, whether he wants to go for this 1-1-1, but I see a tech lab building on that barracks, and I'm starting to think maybe we might have some Banshees, maybe even some battle cruisers play coming in.
Yeah, definitely. We could see that. Banshees are a little bit more standard. Raven would be like completely out there.
The Overlord's coming.
Yeah, the Overlord is coming into the main base. Nicely timed there by GogojOey. So he should be able to see the starport. He should be able to see the tech lab researching as well to confirm that it is indeed Banshees. But, despite that, we'll see if Azure is able to get any damage done with these Hellions out on the map.
Yes, indeed. But the one Marine finally coming out, but it's on the wrong side of the wall. They will take eventually. So should see. So GogojOey should start preparing for some Banshee play coming in as these Hellions and Reaper going to be coming in, stopping the...
Oh, the Queen's a little bit out of position.
They are, but the Lings are there to help drive them back into these two Queens and able to get away.
Yeah, so in the end, he does push him back. Lair is on the way, and there is also a Roach Warren, which could just be a safety Roach Warren. I'm not too sure if GogojOey plans on going heavy into roaches. We do see, what Zerg is eggs? I think it's eggs. He just goes like Roach Warren against Terran just in case, like a Hellbat commitment comes in, like just so he has roaches for defense, but...
Well, also you can do, you know, like an early Roach push, early Roach Ravager push into like, you know, the wall situation for Terran to pick off some siege tanks.
Yeah.
As Roach speed going to be made. I think he wants to commit to these roaches here.
Yeah.
But this Hellion Lion starting to get picked apart by these Zerglings. Not really focusing any workers at the moment, trying to stay alive against these Queens, but now should start to focus on the drone line. Unfortunately, not going to get any drones there.
Yeah, but the Hellions do get into the natural, and they do spot the Roach Warren at researching as well. I'm not too sure if Azure himself took note of that, but the information definitely was there available to him. So we'll see if like things click in his mind. Is like, oh, okay, he's going roaches, and that could trigger like a more heavy Marauder Marine tech choice come out from Azure. We'll see as these Banshees are actually heading out on the map.
Yeah, immediately going to cloak up, but already some spores into the mineral line, so they shouldn't be able to do too much damage. Might pick up a Queen or two here.
Oh yeah, there's no Overseer. They can't see.
Yeah.
There's not enough energy for Transfuse.
There's the Overseer right there. It starts to pick up. Ooh, does lose one Banshee there. That means that other Banshee has to go back. Energy already starting to get low, so needs to start conserving that in case there is an attack coming.
Yeah, and as you said, like 9 roaches are on the way, +1 range as well as armor on the way as well. So we should be seeing a roach, maybe even Roach Ravager push any moment now come out from GogojOey. But again, Azure should have an idea that this is a possibility, so he should be preparing himself defensively for this. We'll see if maybe even the Banshee spots it as the push comes out across the map. The sleepy, you know.
And like the tank immediately destroyed it. That was hilarious. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna stop the CC from landing. Bang. No. Not even going to try. Stand up, but a bunch of stamped bio coming across as a Ravager's starting to get morphed here.
That they do, and if Azure didn't know about it before, he should know now as he sees all the Roach Ravager with this bio. Oh, this is actually a number of Marines there.
Yeah. It was about 2 medevacs. I want to say about 4, and now I think Azure has to be on the defense here. Yeah, immediately bunkers going down.
Yeah, I think they're a little bit too late. The Roach Ravager is going to hit before they're done. There are 2 tanks in place, but I don't know if they're in the ideal position to defend against this.
Not really, and now Azure has to evacuate mining here.
Yeah.
Miles going down on the CC. As these 2 supply depots. Oh, Azure, he's supply blocked right now.
Oh my god, yeah, he is supply blocked right now, and he just, especially after losing those 2 depots, he's just not making any more units. But GogojOey, he's kind of backing off. He's not really pressing it as his advantage, and he's giving Azure time.
That's right. Well, he decides to recommit back. But there are some Marauders in this. The tanks firing from the high ground. Coming in, and now actually that's some good trades there. The SCBs were trying to bring in to help tank. Bartles not landing onto the bio at all, and these roaches are actually starting to get pinned down. But all this bird has to be lifted off and start to get repair. Is going very low as more Marauders and Marines on the way. 2-2 as well on the way here for Azure.
Yeah, and as you were pointing out, like the roach count was actually starting to thin out, but also the marine count as well. But now we do have a 3rd tank in position on the high ground to try and support this. We'll see if GogojOey tries to push into this. I feel like he should kind of just chill where he is and just deny the 3rd base. But Azure, he's not supply blocked anymore. He's looking to push out.
Yeah, and he knows if he can just get this, you know, the control back around this third base. He can just freely mine away and get into a good economic position, but now he decides to stim on forward. But there is a number of Roach Ravager there, and Azure has to pull back away from that fight.
Yeah, and this is the hard part about being a Zerg player in this position. Like, Roach Ravager, it can look kind of menacing, and you can even look at the supplies where GogojOey is really far ahead, but it just doesn't trade that well against Fire. So we have Azure, even though he has the lower supply, like, he can still go toe-to-toe with this army.
But immediately, the Fire is stimming forward. Tank's not getting sieged up, not getting the fire rate that they needed. I feel like maybe, you know, Azure needs to pull the boys here to try out, but instead he's just gonna repair up that CC. He's done it. He's actually broken through this.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, Roach Ravager, like, it's okay, but it just doesn't scale that well against this army. All the links, though.
Like, hey, that would have been a good play if halfway through that fight, but he does manage to get one tank with it, so it's not too bad. But now
he does.
But look at the amount of bases and saturation that GogojOey has. He has that fourth base up. He has it saturated. The work account is in favor of the Zerg right now, as +3 attack fire is going to be coming up as well, plus the +3 armor. So he is getting up in his upgrades pretty well, because only +2 melee and +2 range only getting started for GogojOey now.
Yeah, and especially after Azure held at his third base, I feel like it should cue him to start applying pressure of his own and actually push out across the map, maybe even deny one of these new bases from GogojOey. And we'll see, as, again, GogojOey, he's applying pressure nicely, forcing Azure to stay at home. But we'll see if Azure ever feels confident enough to push out, because I feel like with his army, he could totally push the fourth or fifth base of GogojOey.
Oh, he is. Oh, I mean, look at that siege line right there at that fourth. There's nothing you can really do there. Unless maybe if you got a whole bunch of Lings, but the small Bioforce trying to deny all this creep, but now Lings trying to rush in onto the tanks, but this line will hold from Azure. Actually, the Biles actually landing onto the tanks, and already 2 tanks gone. A number of Biles landing on the medevacs as well, but none taken out so far. And Azure, he's holding for the moment.
Yeah, and finally we do have Banelings on the way for GogojOey, and that is what he needs, especially against this Bio. Meanwhile, we do have Hive on the way as well, I imagine for Vipers eventually, but until then we do just have Ling, Roach Ravager, Bane for GogojOey. Oh, there are no tanks here in position.
So tanks, the supply depots will go down, but this time it doesn't supply block Azure, as these Banelings, they wanted to try and get forward and get onto those juicy connections, but looks like Azure wants to go and drop that fourth base, as the fifth base is up and running for GogojOey now.
The tanks are a little bit exposed, actually. They're just here on their own. There isn't any bio protecting them.
No, there isn't. But the bio is there. We'll get one tank with the Biles, as now the Banelings rolling forth, trying to get those juicy connections. But the drop at that fourth is there. Redding does it. Draw back the force. The Banelings roll in.
Oh my god.
11 SEV kills, and this drop isn't doing too much. But Azure does lose both those medivacs. And I don't think Azure's starting to come back into this. He's slowly falling to GogojOey's pressure at the moment.
I mean, I love that GogojOey, he has all that static defense at his fourth base, so even though he didn't really have the supply, like, the drops had to deal with all those spines and queens as well. He was able to defend perfectly. Meanwhile, GogojOey, he's taking another base to the left-hand corner of the map as well. What is that, like his sixth base?
Yeah.
His sixth base now. And unscouted as well. Otherwise, Azure could apply pressure there. Ultralisk Cavern on the way. Oh my god. And caught on siege!
The tanks on siege, that's a holy, but Bailey's rolling forth onto the bio. There's no more tanks, it's just a handful of Marauders and Marines. Can they hold on against this Ravager army? Biles flying everywhere as medivacs keep on falling, but the small army of bio is gonna start getting healed up. There's a Liberator here to try and help with the defense. 2 libs now, actually they will help with the Ultralisk. But Azure does lose the majority of his army. But he doesn't lose any of his mining bases, which is quite crucial.
Yeah, his economy is still intact for Azure, and he has those sensor towers as well for defense. Now we finally have Azure pushing out into the map, clearing creep and pushing towards the 4th base. Meanwhile, he has Liberators headed towards the 5th and 3rd as well. And he may be able to focus down this hatchery.
Now, too many Banelings there. And the Hawk pickup from Azure will keep that majority of the Bioforce alive. As now, where did that lib go? Oh, it died.
Yeah, they went towards the 5th base, but they did get taken out in the end. Not really getting much damage done. But, you know, again, it's good that Azure, he's starting to apply pressure, but Vipers are on the way. And once they're done, like GogojOey will be able to push into this planetary.
And the Ultralisk as well being on the way. Chitinous plating, as well as that +3 melee, and Carapace on their way here. So it's not looking good for our blue Terran at the moment, as GogojOey, he's setting up this multi-prong attack. It seems to be like with a bunch of Banelings looking to go, but now the majority of the Bioforce did pick up a number of Lings here, which is...
yeah, a lot of Rings like misrallied there. They all get taken out for free.
And here comes the Baneling push down the bottom towards that 3rd, but they just skipped the depots and now going, it's a Ling run by.
It's a Ling run by. The Banelings are slowly trailing behind. And because of the Lings, they do give Azure enough time to pull his SCVs. Oh my god. Azure, please.
Okay, the 2 SCVs going down. That's not too bad.
Yeah, he defended quite nicely. I'm just a little bit concerned that I don't know if Azure is going to be able to take a 5th base. Like, he's kind of being contained right now. And we'll see if he's able to expand further.
Well, the splits are there. Does lose a little bit of his bio there. It's not good, but now here comes the main push from GogojOey. Vipers, Ultras, Ravager, Lingbane. Here's the name of the game, plus a Spire on the backup on the way. This time it's a 6-base Mutants or Corruptors this time.
Yeah, and what I do like about Azure is he does have Liberators with this army, and that'll help so much against the Ultralisks.
Yeah, but there are Vipers with the Adducts, the Blinding Clouds going straight onto the tanks, but the Bio actually dealing with the majority of this Bio. There's not too much anti-air here for the Liberators, so they're getting 3 shots.
They can get kited. There's one. That's it. That's the last one. Oh my god.
He pulled this back. He killed the army of GogojOey, but GogojOey can reinforce with Lings and Ultras now. Plus that Spire almost finishing, so Corruptors could be on their way.
Yeah, and I think it's so important that GogojOey, he was able to save his Vipers there, but oh my god, this entire base, there's no mining at all, and all the larvae are going down as well. Meanwhile, Azure, he's pushing towards the north base, clearing up creep, trying to push towards that 4th.
There's a lot of Banelings, a lot of Ling and Bane. I don't think Azure can't really push into that right now.
Not right now. He needs a little bit more time to rebuild his army because he traded a lot for the previous army of GogojOey, and finally Azure scans that lower left-hand corner base for GogojOey, and looks like he's trying to rotate down there to try and apply some pressure.
Yeah, he's rotating his entire army down there, as he is finally taking his 5th now.
Yeah, I feel like that's huge, actually. The fact that he was able to take a 5th behind this helps so much. And I feel like the only thing that he's missing right now are ghosts.
Yeah, ghosts with the snipes, that would actually be pretty decent. But there is a decent amount of Lingbane there. And actually, how many Overseers are there at the moment? Only 2. I'm pretty sure they're with the main army at the moment. Now,
do you like this?
Now, if Azure gets nukes, I'll be happy. We did see some nukes last week. I can't remember who it was.
We did. Yeah. I imagine it was. Yeah, I imagine it was Azure. He's one of the only. Maybe Seether, maybe in ESL.
Nice. I wasn't casting that one, so.
Okay, never mind.
I think it was Azure. Yeah, no, I think it was Azure. Against Demi on similar Crom, I think was the matchup, but.
But Azure, he's pushing out to the north.
But there are Corruptors here. Try and help. Parasite bombs on to the Medivacs. And this,
god.
He needs to split.
Split.
He's not splitting.
He's not. Oh, the Medivacs are going to go down. Oh my god.
And I think that was the killing blow there. Corruptors trying to do as best as they can. The Baneling's trying to crash in onto that bio. And I think GogojOey is taking us to the ace match.
GG. Oh my god. GogojOey, he finally takes it to the ace match, and of course Azure picks this as the final map. His favorite map.
The most Terran-based map in the map pool. We are going to be going to, of course, Purity and Industry.
I hope you're ready for another 30-minute game, just like Azure versus Mighty Kiwi on this map.
Yeah, but that was actually quite a good game. As long as it was actually quite a good game. Like, it was very, very even until like about 25 minutes in.
Yeah. And for whatever reason, on Purity and Industry, we do see quite a lot of long games. We've seen long ZvTs, I should say, from Azure against all the Zergs, even like Mighty Kiwi. I think it was versus Demi as well last week. Against Miyamika as well. Like, yeah, this map, even though it is kind of Terran favored, a little bit of an odd map, like it does produce pretty close, pretty sick games.
Alright. So I'm just waiting for GogojOey is just taking a quick toilet break.
I like how there's someone in chat who said, after a good GSL, over to the only two casters more batshit crazy than Tasteosis.
I mean Yaku's not here. Or Steel.
I was about to say, they don't know. They don't even know how crazy it can get. Steel and Yaku casting, that's an experience. That's what that is.
That's I mean, you don't pay for it, but it's an experience.
It's two casters who get hype and crazy, and they don't know anything about what's happening on the screen. they have no idea what's happening, but it's amazing. It's beautiful.
Oh crap! Accidentally. God damn it! Accidentally quit out of the lobby. Hold on. Who's host?
This is on Australia, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Host went to Azure, so it should be fine.
Yeah. Wait for GogojOey.
Yeah, and while we're here, don't forget !Matcherino in the chat to get the Matcherino page for this tournament. And you can use code GPO26 if you want to, support the tournament and apply that $1 free coupon code to, boost the prize pool. If you want, you can also donate some of your own money to it. It's completely up to you, but we do appreciate it.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Okay, like your host. Swap me. There we go. All right.
Okay.
Alrighty. So it is going to be Purity and Industry for our last map of this this best of 3. Boy, I'm really looking forward to this one. If anything, this can actually be one of the craziest and longest map of this series.
Oh yeah. Also, shout out to Pili Pili in the chat.
Yeah.
As we do regularly cast him in Battle of the Americas.
Well, anyway, we are going to be starting off here on Purity and Industry for this ace map, and spawning on the 12 o'clock position, the Blue Terran, representing Legacy Esports and Australia, the current reigning GPO champion of the world, it's Azure.
And spawning in the 3 o'clock position, we have the Hong Kong Zerg representing Team GP. He's on a Korean team, people. He is GogojOey.
Alright. And
so,
I mean, the sort of the reason why GP signed GogojOey, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's just to play in the Chinese team league.
Chinese team league, yeah. Hey, just making sure we got that clear.
Yeah. I mean, for those of you watching who are unaware, there is a kind of big Chinese team league happening with all the big StarCraft 2 teams, except there is a requirement as for a StarCraft 2 team to compete in the team league, they need a player from the Chinese region, or I think it's Taiwanese as well. I think
it includes including disputed territories.
Yeah.
But no, let's not go into it. It includes Hong Kong, Macau, Taiwan, or Chinese Taipei.
Yes, yes. Which, for better or for worse, that's also the reason why Genera, for example, picked up Rex, so that they could also compete in that. And you also have all these other kind of Chinese teams like
IG, Fiji,
yeah.
Gaming, Dragon Penis Gaming, Phoenix.
Dragon Phoenix Gaming, Triumphant Song Gaming, there's other Brave Star Gaming, like there's just all these gamings. And now Team GP, which is the new Korean team. So it's really cool, and and it's really cool that we're gonna be seeing more from GogojOey, and he's gonna have more reason to practice, right?
Yeah. Immediately, this Reaper gonna be coming in. Does get one link? Can it get the second? Will do.
Ooh.
And this is good micro from Azure. And that's one thing I always loved about Azure is his Reaper micro. It has been pretty sleep. It's not beyond level of micro. I doubt we'll get anybody as good as beyond once again.
Yeah.
Enough to make Reapers get nerfed. But
I mean, we'll see. There are definitely rumors among the scene that Bjorn is playing StarCraft, even though he shouldn't be, and has actually been competing in tournaments. I don't know if you've seen any of that, but yeah, it's interesting to say the least.
Yeah, and look, this Reaper is still alive. It's just causing problems. Yeah. Like maybe if Azure, GogojOey wants to go, for that 2-base near to play, being screaming and annoying, and you need to get rid of that Reaper, but instead it's going to be a Roach Warren and an extra gas. Ooh. So maybe to go for a Roach Ravager timing attack here. Azure is going for that lib.
Yeah, and it is nicely hidden there in the back of the natural, so Azure has no idea that there is a Roach Warren in play. Meanwhile, though, GogojOey does get into the main base of Azure, does immediately scout the 111, as well as the lack of tech lab on the starport. So, GogojOey knows that there is no Banshee or anything along those lines on the way, but there is a Liberator, so he does have to be careful.
Alright, well, the third base is going to get sad and be like, oh, well, there's nothing here.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll just go away. That might take out a Queen if they can focus it, but instead, and where's that lib? Where did that lib go?
Yeah, the lib is only now just leaving the main base on its way towards the main of GogojOey. Meanwhile, though, there are lings out on the map. Looks like GogojOey going to try and sneak his way into the natural.
Oh, does get it. He needs to lift up that depot.
Oh my god! They'll get in!
But there are Hellions to here.
There are Hellions here. It should be okay, but maybe one Hellion will fall. No, he saves it all. It's all good. It's all good.
I think only one SCV went down. But now, the Slib is in a good position to try to deal some damage.
Yeah, the Spore isn't quite there. There is quite a large area where the Liberator can come in from, and there's no reaction.
Yeah. No reaction just of yet. Okay,
oh my god, 4. Oh, but that's why. that's why there's no reaction.
The Roach Ravager timing is here. Oh, but the Reaper Grenade. Nice. There, maybe if he had the Lib coming, he would stay away, but 2 more bunkers as well. The safety tank is almost done here. As the Ravager shot does manage to delay the third, as he's slowly chipping away at that third base being made now. As now the one supply depot will go down, and now here comes the flood of lings. Safety tank on the ramp is there to hold, but with the amount of Ravagers there, Azure, he can't hold as much as he can. That's it. GG. And GogojOey is off to face his nemesis from last week, Pez, in the grand final.
GG. And as you said, Azure, he had no idea that this push was coming. He didn't spot the Roach Warren at all. So because of that, if that Liberator was at home for defense instead, it would have been a completely different game. He may have been able to hold there. But as the Liberator was on the other side of the map, it was dealing harassing damage, which was nice. But in the end, he just didn't have enough at home to defend the push.
Yes, indeed. And it's just, maybe if he hadn't like brought that lib back, maybe he could have helped defend. But I felt like there were too many Ravages there. And unfortunately, but does mean we have another chance at getting a new Australian GPO champion, or whether GogojOey will continue his slight dominance here as he looks to take his, how long? His 4th or 5th title this year?
I think it's 5th. I think. Either way, we will fact check that. And before we get to the finals, we will go on a 5-minute break.
Yeah. Don't go anywhere. Hydrate your Hydras, cover your Corruptors, drain your Disruptors as well, and we'll be right back for our grand finals for GPO number 26. Don't go anywhere.